Hey everyone, this is Taylor with Oathbound, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
70,000 tons of metal.
The original, the world's biggest heavy metal cruise. 60 bands, 4 days, one cruise ship, only 3,000 tickets.
From Miami, Florida to Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
January 30th to February 3rd, 2025. 5 days and 4 nights mingling side by side with your favorite artists in this incredible fan-friendly scenario that has no comparison.
Go to 70,000tons.com and book your ticket
Now.
So let's talk about Oathbound.
Yeah, man.
Anxiety came out the end of July, right?
It did. Yeah, I think July.
What's been the response to it so far?
Heidi's done really well. It was one of those songs that we were pretty confident about when we released it, but you just never know until it comes out how it's going to be received. But at this point, it's probably the number one single from the batch that we released. It's always been my favorite song on the EP, more because I like to play that song more than the other ones. We've been happily surprised by how it's been received so far. So appreciate everyone for listening.
And now that you've had time to sit on it for that amount of time as well, do you find yourself going, shit, I should have done that? Or are you pretty much satisfied with it as well?
For that particular song, I feel pretty good about how that one turned out. It's hard not to, and I think every musician probably does this, where they go back and when they listen to like a full collection, they're like, man, that could have been better. But for Anxiety, this particular song, I think we hit the mark as far as what we wanted to achieve with that song.
Now that it's out, is there anything, or now that all these songs are out, is there something you want your fans to take away from after listening to an Oathbound single like Anxiety, or this latest batch?
A lot of our lyrical content is based on some pretty heavy stuff. We kind of cover things from mental health to from obviously anxiety, depression. We cover addiction and loss of loved ones. But one thing that we try and always incorporate is the silver lining aspect of things. There's help out there if you need it, and that it'll always get better if you just give it time. Time is the healer of all things that you're going through, and we all possess the strength to kind of overcome whatever we're going through in life. So that's kind of the main message of this EP.
Some of the songs are timely. I mean, it's a pretty anxious time for everyone, so it's I think very timely and maybe very cathartic and hopefully helpful.
It's been a wild ride for sure. We try and stay pretty quiet on the political side of things, just because there's bands that do that. There's bands that I listen to that do that, that are pretty vocal about the social injustices and things, and we all have our own opinion, but we kind of we try and keep those more to ourselves. Just who really gives a shit what we think about anything anyway? So
we're all anxious, no matter what side, no matter it doesn't matter. I mean,
exactly,
apolitical, left, right, whatever it is. These pretty anxious times across the whole world, but definitely the United States.
Yeah, our issues, like you said, they're not based on race or political affiliation or anything like that. They're things that humans experience in general. So I think that's one way that we can connect with everybody.
So when you're writing, are you writing these songs with like, hey, here's a good spot for a breakdown, or does that just come naturally and then you worry about it on stage?
Our songs aren't based around breakdowns. When I write a song, usually it's based on like a specific melody that I come up with. Like some bands do it differently, where they start with like they start with a breakdown drum beat and then they write a guitar riff around that, or like even some bands will start with lyrics and kind of base a melody on how the lyrical cadence goes. For the most part, in Oathbound, it all starts with a melodic riff of some sort, and then that kind of starts to develop how the song is composed from there. And some of our songs have breakdowns. Even on the LP that we're recording right now, it's not something that is like, we don't go into it saying every one of our songs has to have a breakdown. It really just depends on, what purpose does it serve in the song? Does this song call for a breakdown? Does this song call for a solo? Because not all of our songs have solos, but it just kind of like what fits. We don't want to try and force anything to work in a song just because we're a metalcore band, so to speak. So
And are you guys writing all together, like in the same room, or are you emailing stuff back and forth and that sort of thing?
for the most part, so the EP was a little bit different. For the most part, I was the main like composer of the EP's songs, where I wrote all the music and the demos, and I programmed the drums and then kind of sent them out to the rest of the guys. And that's when our vocalist Kalyan figured out the lyrical cadences and all that sort of thing. And then our drummer kind of took the general vibe of the song and made the drum beat what it is, on the recording. But on the new stuff that we've been writing, it's been a lot more collaborative, where me and our other guitarist Viktor get together and we'll just sit in front of the computer and just kind of noodle around on things until we find something that we like and that kind of fits the vibe of the song. So um, yeah, it's been a lot more collaborative since since the beginning of the writing for the EP or for the LP.
Is there a plan to take this out on the road?
Yeah, yeah, we're in planning right now. We've got a bunch of venues locked for a kind of a Western state tour in this coming summer. We've got some festivals that we're going to be hitting up this summer, also kind of all throughout the country. We're just not ready to quite announce any of those dates yet, since we're a few months out still. But yeah, we're going to be hitting the road pretty hard, I think, after we get this LP you know polished up and start dropping singles from it.
And so lastly, if fans want to find you guys, how do they do so? Can you give us all your socials?
Our Instagram handle is Oathbound Band. On all the streaming platforms, we're on Spotify, Apple. I think we're on Deezer, YouTube, all that stuff. So if you follow us on Instagram or Spotify, our merch store is oathboundstore.com. It's linked to our Spotify account if you guys want to help us out. We got some cool merch up there if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, give us a follow, and I'll personally reply to everyone that follows us that doesn't have a blocked account. So I always make sure to reach out to everyone and thank them for just giving us a shot, giving us a chance, and giving us a listen, because it really does mean a lot to us. We're just trying to do what we love. Really excited when people like what we do. So
Be well. Nice talking to you, and we'll see you soon.
man. Thanks.
Hey everyone, this is Bjorn from Soulwork, and this is Brutally Delicious.
The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hey there, heavy metal maniacs and kitchen crusaders. I'm Bruce Moore, the host of the Brutally Delicious Podcast, where we whisk up a blend of metal and food to quench even the most discriminate tastes. Have you ever wondered what your favorite metal musician chows down on before they hit the stage to melt your face off? Well, look no further. Here at the Brutally Delicious Podcast, we have cooking segments so brutal they'll make your oven want to headbang. From beefy, bodacious burgers, to spicy, succulent salmon, to kickin' caliente cauliflower, and more. We mix metal and culinary creations, resulting in a feast for the senses.
But wait, there's more.
Hey, this is Michael Monroe. Brutally Delicious. Isn't that beautiful? See you down the road.
Each week, I meet with the mammoths of metal for interviews that are spicier than a Carolina Reaper. Get the latest on their upcoming shows, behind-the-scenes stories, and if we're lucky enough, maybe they'll share a secret family recipe or two with us. You'll also want to check out our weekly album and show reviews, where we dice, slice, and serve up our unique takes on the latest metal releases. So grab your leather apron, crank the volume to 11, and subscribe to the Brutally Delicious Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. It's sure to be a hell of a time.
Oh, hey there. It's Tim from Protest the Hero. Now that you've seen my junk, I'm going to show you how to make a pizza. And you're watching Brutally Delicious.
What's up, everybody? Max Cavalera, Soulfly, and you listen to Brutally Delicious Podcast. Stay metal, motherfuckers.
From the